Okay, is everybody ready? All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming, to all our members of the media and our crime lab scientists as well. We're going to start things off the groundbreaking today with Colonel John Bolduc.
Thank you. Good morning. We're here today to celebrate the beginning of a new era for our Nebraska State Patrol Crime Lab. For over 50 years, the State Patrol Crime Lab and its scientists have assisted law enforcement agencies across our state with the testing of evidence in numerous ways, which includes biology, drug chemistry, toxicology, firearms and tool marks, as well as latent fingerprints. The NSP Crime Lab is a full-service, internationally accredited forensic laboratory. Our scientists analyze evidence for about 5,000 cases per year, and they do this free of charge to our law enforcement partners across the state. This team is dedicated to serving Nebraska and provides excellent service, but they simply need more room to operate. In 2015, NSP opened the doors to our current crime lab facility, but even at that time, it was a bit too small, and it was a matter of time before we needed to expand. This project will increase the size from our current 31,000 square feet to about 59,000 square feet. This $26 million project was included in the governor's budget proposal in 2023 and was approved by the legislature. I'd like to thank Governor Pillen, Lieutenant Governor Kelly, the Department of Administrative Services, and the Nebraska legislature for their work to make this project a reality. With this expansion, our crime lab will not only continue to provide valuable service to our partner agencies across the state, but will be able to meet future demands that are likely to come our way. In just a few minutes, we'll turn some dirt and kick off this project. But before that, I'd like to invite Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly to say a few words.
It's great to be here for this occasion. You know, as a prosecutor, I've seen firsthand the great work that they do here and have done here for many, many years. And also as a prosecutor, I know what it means when the colonel says 5,000 cases per year. And I don't mean to step on anything Mr. Linder may add, but 5,000 cases, and in each of those individual cases, many, many individual samples. And so when you talk about the need for extra space, it's been here all along. I've seen it firsthand in the various facilities the patrol's been at over the past 30 years or so. So it's greatly needed, and I think only helps law enforcement, prosecutors, the courts in general, move cases forward. When these individuals who work in this lab go to their job every day, the difference between them and some of the, let's say, academic labs or in the private sector labs is that they thought they were going to be working on case X today, and they just got a call from Shadron, and a sample is needed tomorrow or the next day. And so instead of working on A today, they're working on B or C or D. So they have to be so nimble in the way that they handle their caseload, and yet do it with the highest standards. And they always do, and they always had. Great to be here, and I'll turn it back to the Colonel. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Having the support of the administration and legislature for this project is essential. But equally essential are the folks who run this place. So I'd like to introduce our new crime lab director, Jason Linder.
Thank you, Colonel. This project has been years in the making, and we're excited to finally enter the building phase. As the Colonel said, the crime lab was designed with expansion in mind. We knew that we needed more capabilities and offerings to agencies across the state. As we added more capabilities and offerings to agencies across the state, we would need more room. The time has come that in order to keep up our testing in a timely fashion, we need to add more capacity. That means more space, more equipment, and more personnel. Since we opened this current lab in 2015, we've seen a 23% increase in case submissions. Controlled substances has had nearly a 20% increase, while DNA has seen close to a 90% increase in workload. We've also been able to add more than 15 new employees to assist with that work. The work these scientists do is on display in criminal prosecutions that occur throughout the state of Nebraska. In many cases, the scientific testing done here provides the key component to successful investigations. Our team is efficient and precise, and our mission is to provide accurate testing in a timely manner. In order to meet that goal, with the increased demand on our testing services, it's time to expand. Colonel?
Great, thank you, Jason. At this time, it's time to turn some dirt. So let's have our official shovelers come on up here. Okay, here we go.
Questions, Colonel?
Yep. Okay, we'll take time for any questions if there are any. Andrew? I'm going to have our director answer that question. Repeat the question, if you don't mind.
The question was, do we send any testing to outside agencies for testing? Not for routine testing. There are a few very specialized tests that have to be outsourced, but we do all our own testing in-house. It should have no impact on that because, again, the testing that is sent out is very, very specialized testing that's 1 or 2 cases a year. The facility expansion will allow us to grow and add instrumentation and personnel to address the increasing caseload, so it should have a positive impact on that. Sure. Yeah, so the question was, how will this impact the time it takes to do a given test? It won't change the time it takes to do a test. It'll just allow us to do more tests at a time.
So the question was, what is the cost of the expansion? So the project is $26 million. That was allocated by the legislature in 2023. So we expect substantial completion in mid to late 2026, and then of course we'll have a ribbon cutting at that time, and you'll be invited, Andrew.
I suppose there's different categories. The question was when you talk about timing and the need for it, for a sample and a test result by the prosecutors, how critical is that? Case specific, but as an example, if you're in the middle of a homicide trial and there is a new sample that comes in, whether it's DNA or some other forensic matter that's going to have to be handled here. Sometimes they have to lay down everything they're doing that day and do their best to get everything to the parties days before a trial, sometimes in the middle of a trial. On the other hand, there are large amounts coming to them every day for drug testing, fairly routine drug testing. The legalization of some hemp sort of added to that whole ball of wax that they have to do and have to work through. And some of those are prioritized. I should say everything here is prioritized. They really have to go through everything that's coming through the door and decide who gets the care and who gets the immediate and who doesn't. But they're also on the phone every single day, all of them, with prosecutors, law enforcement, and sometimes defense attorneys trying to decide how they can get something done to accommodate the courts. So this is one positive step that allows them to do their job even better, and they do it well.
Yeah, so the question was, about the timing of the expansion. When we moved in 2015, we could foresee space constraints at that time. We did not foresee a 23% increase in case submissions in this length of time. So the demand for the service really drove the business case that we had to present to the governor and the legislature. And of course, they agreed with us that the business case was there to move this forward. Because look, if you look out here, and you see our scientists here today, they're in the business of saving lives. They help prosecute these cases that take bad actors off the street. Now, they might not view themselves as that, but every day they're in there behind the scenes working diligently to get through these cases, processing whether it be DNA or toxicology or other physical evidence that helps us prosecute cases successfully that takes bad actors off the street so they don't reoffend. So they're my heroes here. They do this work behind the scenes, and this expansion is going to help them keep Nebraska safe, and that's the bottom line. So the question is, how many more people will we add? I believe right now in the budget we've added 4 new positions, and we expect that there may be some more as we identify needs. And every time the legislature meets, every time the Supreme Court meets, the Court of Appeals meets, we get new demands placed on us, and that will drive our need for equipment, instrumentation, and staffing. So that's evaluated every single year. Thank you all for coming today. Really appreciate it.